What's up, guys? GameBreaker here, bringing you more 100% true World Cup predictions. Today we are going to be looking at groups E and F because those are going to be the games being played today. Yesterday we had some fantastic games on. I'm sure you all saw them. We had group C and D in action, and we had some fantastic results. Colombia blew Greece out of the water. Pretty close to my prediction. Actually, I predicted 3-1 and ended up being 3-0, so props there. And we had Ivory Coast playing Japan, and what a game that turned out to be. That second place position in Group C, I think, is still completely up for grabs, so we'll see what happens there. And then moving on to Group D, we had an amazing upset in Group D. We had the CRC beating down the URU, and what a great game that was. It had the first red card of the tournament, something Shadow Soup and I like to see, but it's never good in real life. So Uruguay really dug themselves a hole there. Costa Rica actually put themselves in a position where they might come out of this group, something no one thought. So if you had a little bit of cash down on Costa Rica, props to you. They actually have a chance now. Italy was able to take down England. I'm very, very happy with that result. Hopefully that will see them through to the end of that group because, as you know, I am a great fan of Italy. So now moving on to predictions for today's games. Today we have Switzerland and Ecuador as well as France and Honduras playing from Group E, and we have one game from Group F, Argentina versus Bosnia-Herzegovina, which I think is probably the most interesting matchup of that Group F, but let's start in Group E and see what we got. Here are my 100% true predictions for Group E. In Group B, like I mentioned, we have Switzerland, Ecuador, France, and Honduras. Most people are going to be picking France to come out of this group, and I believe after you see my numbers, you'll see that I will have picked the same. So the first matchup, we have Switzerland versus Ecuador. I am predicting a Switzerland 2-1 victory over Ecuador today. With, it's hard to predict the goals from these games. Maybe Lichtsteiner comes into play, but I think he's probably going to be playing right back, even though he plays kind of like a right mid role for Juventus. So we'll see what goes on with that Switzerland game. Next game we have today is the bigger of the two matchups, France versus Honduras. I think France is going to come out this tournament and be one of those really high-action, young, gun and goal type teams, kind of like Colombia is. Go out and say, we can put more goals past you than you can to us, and that's how we're going to get through. So I'm predicting a France 4-2 victory over Honduras. We'll see how Honduras does in this group because they're going to have to deal with both Sweden and Ecuador, and I don't know if they're going to do it, but let's move on to see those other predictions. Next games are on the 20th for this group. We have Switzerland versus France. I'm predicting a France 3-1 victory over Switzerland. Next game that same day, Honduras versus Ecuador. I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. So we'll see what happens there. Next games finish up on the 25th for this group. We have Honduras versus Switzerland. I am predicting a very narrow Switzerland victory, 1-0. Very tense game as that goes on. Then we have Ecuador versus France. I think France rolls again in that game with a 2-0 victory. So, in Group E, we have a points tally here. We have France going through in the number 1 spot with 9 points. Then Switzerland following it up with a strong group performance with 6 points. They got their 2 wins. Ecuador and Honduras tied on just the lowly 1 point. They both go home. Sorry, Wilson Palacios. We'll see you next year. Moving on to Group F, the Argentina, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Iran, and Nigeria group. First game, we have just the one game today, Argentina versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. And here's my bold prediction for you. I'm predicting Bosnia-Herzegovina wins this game 3-2. I think Messi gets both goals for Argentina, but it's not enough. I'm predicting Dzeko also gets a brace for Bosnia-Herzegovina, and maybe someone else. I know I'm letting 2 goals past Begovic in this game. I think Begovic is going to be one of the best goalkeepers in this tournament. But I don't know if Bosnia-Herzegovina's defense is going to be solid enough. I think they have players in the defense there like Salahovic who get forward maybe just a little too much, and that will leave them exposed at the back. I think Spahic is the other guy that's going to be playing center back next to Salahovic. We'll see what happens there. But like I said, you heard it here. Bosnia-Herzegovina wins 3-2 over Argentina in the first game today. Then tomorrow we have Iran playing Nigeria. I think Nigeria absolutely rolls over Iran 3-0. I think they just have every advantage over Iran. They have the size advantage, they have the pace advantage, and frankly they have the talent advantage, so they're going to get it done. I think Iran is pretty much going to be one of those teams that gets absolutely nothing out of this tournament, but props to them for making it this far and getting through the qualifications. Next games for this Group F are on the 21st. We have Argentina versus Iran. I think Argentina wins the game 2-1. And then also that day we have Nigeria versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. I think this is going to be a really good game, another really close game. I think it's going to actually be a 1-1 draw. Then the last games for Group F are indeed on the 25th, again, just like they are in Group E. And we have Nigeria versus Argentina. I think Argentina gets the best of Nigeria and actually puts 4 past them, because I think Nigeria is going to be getting forward a lot, trying to go for that crucial win, and it's going to leave them exposed to the back, and Argentina's fast break is going to absolutely exploit them. So Argentina 4, Nigeria 2. And the last game of the group is Bosnia-Herzegovina and Iran. I think Bosnia and Herzegovina push 3 past Iran, just like Nigeria did, beating them down with the 3-0 scoreline. And that gives us our final tallies for the group. Bosnia-Herzegovina comes through, the winner of Group F, you heard it here first, with 7 points, followed closely by Argentina with 6 points. Nigeria was close, they had 4, but it's not going to be enough, and Iran goes home with nothing. So that is my predictions for you for Group E and Group F. Let's see how many of those predictions come through. I'm loving this prediction series for you guys. Please let me know what your predictions are in the comments below. If you are playing FIFA 14 at all on PC, feel free to hit me up. I can hook you up with some coins or a match or whatever you like. And that is pretty much going to be it for me, guys. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what your predictions are, and I will catch you all next time.